Yes, and welcome back to the official ATP podcast. I'm Ash Williams. This is David, the human fence Zita. And what a US Open, Dave.
Ash, just a great US Open. Nolo Pham, 24. He gets to that number that Serena tried really hard to get to, just couldn't get over the line. Novak gets there after that Wimbledon hiccup, and he is still the man to beat in the tennis world despite being 36 years of age. An incredible final. Well, actually, not an incredible final, an incredible set.
Yeah.
Final. What did you make of it watching on?
Well, it went for an hour 45.
Oh,
Longer than some matches.
Oh, longer than one of Bernie Tomic's matches, that's for sure.
Well, we'll get to Bernie.
Oh, will we? Okay.
Look, Medvedev had it. He had him on toast. He just needed to go down the line on the set point, and we could be heralding Daniil instead of Novak right now.
And he said as much in his post-match presser. He just needed to go down the line. There was a few things he regretted. He had to go down the line on that shot, and the other thing he had to do was not be so stubborn with his return position.
Well, Daniil said, I have two choices. I choose wrong side.
He did choose wrong side. And you choose wrong side and you come out on the wrong end of things. So it was right there for him. And then he won that incredible point in the tiebreak, and you thought, maybe this is the turning point. And then that's the last point of the tiebreak. He wins.
Yeah, it was 3-1 up.
Novak. He goes into lockdown mode. I think he's won 18 of his last 19 tiebreaks. The one he dropped was to Carlitos. And that determines, as Goran said in his press conference after this match, if Novak wins the second set tiebreak against Alcaraz, he probably wins that in 3. Here he does win that tiebreak and he wins it in 3.
Well, that's the thing. And if he wins that in 3, he could have completed the calendar slam. So
maybe, yeah. I mean, I think it's a different scenario if he's on track for the calendar slam. I think the nerves are a bit more palpable.
Well, look, it's so interesting. Novak, the 4th time he's won 3 slams in a year. Oh. Okay, he did it in 2011, 2015, 2021, and 2023. The guy's a freak.
He is a freak. I just did some quick Googling, as I do, Ash, because I wasn't overly prepared for the podcast. But
sure. Did you Google who won the
match? No, I know who won the match. That's fine.
How far did we Google?
So Novak Djokovic, I just saw this stat. He has won 24 of the 72 Grand Slams he's played in his career. So he's won 1/3 of the Grand Slams he has competed in.
Yeah, and there's another stat
that's outrageous.
Of the Grand Slams he's competed in, he's made the final in 50% of them.
Yeah. So what's his Grand Slam final record? I'm not sure, but he's got a pretty good Grand Slam final record.
I'd like to look that up.
It's not Stan Wawrinka level, who's I think perfect. He's a clean sweep of 3. But Grand Slam finals, I think Djokovic, obviously early days he was struggling, but in recent times he barely loses a Grand Slam final. Alcaraz is the only one I can...
38 and 11. That can't be right.
38 and 11.
No.
That's it.
Well, he hasn't won 38 slams.
No, he hasn't won 38 slams. That can't be right.
Who has Djokovic lost to? Anyway, we'll find that.
I'll Google it. I'm good at
you Google, I'll pad. So what's interesting is Novak has come out and said that he plans to play, this is Goran's words, at the Los Angeles Olympics, which is in 2028.
I saw that.
Okay, so in theory, that means if he's fit, he'll compete in another 16 or 20 slams. What's he going to end up on? This guy.
I'll just tell you now. So he's had 36. This is just slightly outdated. It's just not showing the US Open, but he's had 36 Grand Slam finals, and he's now 24 and 12 in them.
It's pretty good.
24 and 12.
75-25.
That is a great effort. Good maths from you.
What's he end up on?
I still think Alcaraz is going to take over. But I think if he's on 24 now, I think he's got... I think he could push maybe 29, 30?
Yeah, I think
29.
I think he might get 30.
Yeah, geez, if he gets 30,
because that's
30, that's ridiculous.
He would love that number.
He would love that number. He loved 24. He had his whole box had the 24 jackets out. I assume they had them at Wimbledon.
Well, what I've been thinking about is that I reckon they've already made the merch for 30. I reckon they've got 25, 26, 27. Why would
you spend the money on production if you can just wait?
Because Novak is prepared. I'm being facetious, but like what I'm saying is he's got the merch ready to go.
Yeah.
He's got all the numbers ready.
He's got the celebs ready. Matthew McConaughey's there.
Well, I liked it. Hugh Jackman out.
Yeah.
So he lost in Wimbledon, apparently.
Yeah.
He calls up McConaughey. Matthew, sit in my box. And
Matthew's like, yeah, all right.
There you go. All right. So
great stuff.
It really was a great final.
Oh, the stars were out in force, as they always are at the event. But Just a great final for Novak. Yet again, showing his grit. He did look. I don't know. I don't know what it will take now for me to believe that Novak's actually a chance of losing in these matches, unless it's Alcaraz. It just, even when he looked like he couldn't breathe and he was doing that drunk Djokovic thing where he falls over after points, you're just like,
We all fall for it every time.
No, I don't fall for it anymore.
But when he falls off his forehand and it's like...
Yeah, but he always does it after he misses the shot. After he knows it's not going to go in. It's theatre and it works brilliantly. It's part of the mystique and the charm of watching him.
So he's not only the greatest tennis player, he's actually the greatest magician because he always manages to pull a magic trick on us in plain sight.
He now Medvedev, Djokovic must be listening to our podcast because he said what we said about Medvedev. You're probably the most authentic, entertaining guy on tour to listen to. He was really polite to him in his post-match on the on-court interview. So he's saying what we all think about Medvedev. Medvedev, honestly, his honesty is incredible.
Yeah.
Like in that post-match presser, he's like, yeah, after the second set, I basically knew I'd lost the match, but I did what I could, but he knew he'd lost it. If he wins that set, what do you think happens? Just take
50-50.
50-50? And you'd back Novak if it's a 50-50.
You back Novak, but the fact that Novak's... He looked so tired, I feel like that would have been the fillip that Daniil needed to think, hang on, I've got this guy on the ropes. It really was a boxing match. Novak was down on the canvas, on the count.
He was. But, I mean, Medvedev was fine. He didn't play very well, I didn't think. The second set he was good enough. But his return positioning and him and his coach were just going at each other about this.
Yeah.
Like, he just needed to come in further. Him and Gilles.
Yeah. They were yelling at each other.
Well, they were going mental. In French. And because he wasn't listening, and he admitted post-match, he needed to come up into the court. And Djokovic, the serve volley, he came out with that as a clear tactic. He had that ready to go, and he just kept doing it, no matter how many. Daniil early passed him a bit, but Djokovic made some errors, and he thought, I don't care, I'm going to keep doing it.
Yep.
But Medvedev made it so easy because he stands near the lines, people.
And Novak kept getting him on that far forehand, and he kept missing it. It was so frustrating because I was going for Medvedev to make it a match. So,
and he wasn't missing it. He was missing it like the same margin. It was barely inside the doubles alley. Like he just could not hit that forehand.
How was Novak's half volley when he was? I think it was down
set point,
or it was juice or something crazy. It might have been a set point. It was an insane half volley.
Is that the one when Medvedev came back into him? He should have gone down the line.
No. It was a half volley across the court, drop shot, and Medvedev couldn't get it. It was just nuts.
Yeah, he pulled his net game. I think that's clearly something he's been working on because his net game's improved.
Well, that's
considerably in the last.
So I wrote down. Year. When Djokovic won one of those points, guess who popped up?
Who?
In your life.
Oh, Robbie.
In your life, have you ever seen anything like that?
In your life, have you ever seen anything like it? We love Robbie.
Because there was
we put a request into Robbie, by the way.
Oh, good. There's you need to put in a request. We've actually got a message here from Sam, one of our listeners.
Yeah, great. Put it out there.
Thanks for a bloody entertaining and fun podcast, boys. Ash, keep up the weird references like champagne showers. And Dave, it's about time you booked a guest.
On you, Sam.
So where are we at? Well, you put in a request to Robbie Koenig.
Yep.
Anyone else? Sorry, mate, there's flies in this studio.
Disgusting.
Which
Koenig.
They are drawn to, I won't mention what. A fly landed on David's cheek.
Oh, that's great stuff. It's good. So
you put in a request.
Good on you, Sam. Good stuff.
Yep.
Put in a request. So I don't know what else I can really do.
Well, I have something for you that I think this is for you, mate. This is for David. It's a great song. And Shannon Knoll, he says it best, you got to lift.
Yeah, and his career path's obviously going great as well, performing at a lot of outback pubs and getting into fights and calling out people. So
that was years ago. And he's now the face of Uber Eats.
He's not the face, he's one of.
But look.
You can get almost anything at Uber Eats. Does that one?
Yeah.
And then it transitions into the poo.
Yeah.
No can do poo.
No can do poo. Anyway, look,
Nah, good on him. He's
good
a
on
good
you,
man.
Dave.
Should have won in 04. Was it 2000? I don't know.
We really just need to get you lifting a bit, though. That's
That's the vibe I'm getting. So,
I know you're busy. You've got the big tribunal case tonight.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Maybe the biggest tribunal case of all time. And you've been on a podcast today or something, haven't you?
I did one yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, just doing a quick one with a Collingwood fan who runs his own account and just trying to talk through the tribunal and how it could play out. So
Very good.
That was great.
Well, I've done some PR for the podcast. Actually, I should ask you, did you mention the podcast on this swoopy guy?
Not a tennis podcast, no.
So you didn't mention it?
On a tribunal. I don't know how that's going to come up.
Well, you say, listen, if you love your sport, the US Open's just been on Novak Djokovic, and we've got a tennis podcast.
I wouldn't talk about failing to mention the tennis podcast to give it adequate love, Ash. I'd steer clear of that topic given what transpired in the Herald Sun last week. So.
Well, listen, mate, I've come back around.
Oh, have you?
Because I caught up with Blaine from Sport FM in Perth today.
Blaine, okay.
And we spoke about tennis for 15 minutes. I plugged the podcast. He was calling it the Ash Tennis, just Ash Tennis. I said, look, it's so close, but we're not going to be called Ash Tennis Podcast for too much longer. I mentioned you. I said that your mum's upset and we are going to change the name. But we had a 15-minute waxing lyrical chat about tennis.
So what was that on?
Sport FM in Perth.
Can I be honest with you?
Go on.
If I had the choice between Sport FM or the Herald Sun in terms of coverage, I'd probably lean towards the Herald Sun.
Sure.
So I'm happy that you amended the
Pretty
mistake.
harsh to Sport FM.
No.
I love their sport.
I know they do. I've seen people
So
on
much
there before.
that's their title.
We should just be called Tennis FM.
We should be.
Tennis podcast. Oh no, that's already taken.
Did you see
if
the press
tennis
conference?
Podcast is taken. Can we do tennis podcast?
Yeah, I think so. Did you see the press conference with Coco Gauff? The tennis podcast was asking most of the questions. They were like, enough, you losers. I'm sick of their questions.
I heard actually, no, the tennis podcast. Is it David Law? He was speaking about the fact that he asked Medvedev the first question.
So stiff.
Well, that's all right. That's their job. They're tennis podcast.
Yeah, they're stiff as a board.
Look, I think
and I spell that BORED.
Yeah, that's very, very witty. I think that we're quite, we bring a bit more in terms of the charisma and the entertainment factor of tennis, but each to their own. Some people just want pure tennis and no little sprinkles.
No laughs.
But that's, some people want a really straight commentator. Some people want Robbie Koenig.
Well, there you go. And some people want, who's a really boring tennis player?
A really boring tennis player.
To watch.
Dominic Thiem.
Rublev.
No, he's not boring to watch, he's just boring.
Some people like Rublev. He's boring.
Yeah, he's boring.
Or some people like Carlitos Alcaraz.
Oh, Carlitos.
So we are the Carlitos to your podcast.
It's actually giving me another idea.
Go on.
I'll tell you afterwards.
All right. Now, mate, Tony Nadal, he's come out.
What
and
about
he said that...
his what?
Oh, no, not that way. That would be huge news. Huge. Tony said that Rafael Nadal is training and his goal is to return at the US Open.
I don't think he'll play the US
I don't think he'll play the US Open.
He doesn't win there. Oh, well, he does win there. It's just never been a happy hunting ground. He's always gotten injured.
It's too hard on his body.
I think just leave it and just gear up for the clay court season.
Yeah.
Just put everything into it. I don't even think you need to do Wimbledon in the US.
No, just do the French.
I know it'd be great to do it, but I think if you're going to cut one out, you cut out the Oz. No offence.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the whole ATP tour should be trying to beat Novak. And Rafa and Roger should be on Zoom calls trying to advise people on how to beat Novak. They can't let him keep getting to 25.
Oh, do you know what I loved? Who gives him the trophy at the US Open?
Oh, Andy Roddick.
Oh, well, sure. Now, why is he there? Why is he doing it? Because he can't have said yes.
No, he won. Well, he said yes prior to the tournament. He won the US Open 10 years ago, was it?
So he's the guy there. I just think it was very... Now, Andy has since obviously come around and praises Novak, but it was just very ironic that the man who gave Novak a lot of shtick for faking injuries was then the man who was giving him the trophy.
He won it 20 years ago.
It really came full circle. 20 years ago.
That's so crazy.
Jeez Louise.
I know. So he was outspoken that Novak was...
He wasn't outspoken. I think he was putting voice to what many people at the time thought about Novak, and that Novak was a bit quick to give in, a bit quick to tire, and he obviously changed his diet, he changed his workout regimen, he changed everything about himself and broke through in 2011. and the back end of 2010. But Andy Roddick at the time, he's like, the question was like, oh, so Novak was obviously struggling, and then he goes like, Roddick's like, yeah, bird flu, SARS.
Right.
Like he was just giving him everything.
Well, look,
he said he's either the greatest player of all time or he's quick to call the trainer.
yeah.
And turns out he's the
Greatest
player of all time.
Well, he was very congratulatory to Novak.
No, he's come around for sure.
He just put
As many people
shook
have.
his head and was like, he was in shock.
Yeah,
it's like
he's a freak.
you're unbelievable.
Yeah, and that's hey, we can all go through rough patches. We can all have things to work on as individuals. On the court, Novak did. He's come through, and he's not only has he come through, he's just tearing up records for fun now at this point. Now officially back to world number 1 as well.
Just on Andy
In the
Roddick,
rankings, yep.
what could have been? He was a finalist at Wimbledon in 2004, 2005, 2009. That is, that's got to sting. Now, his coach, Brad Gilbert, has another player who is now a Grand Slam champion, Coco Gauff. I think that makes it 3 for Brad. Coco, Andre, and Andy.
He's done well.
Is he the best coach of the modern era? There's an
He's
argument.
bloody good. Now I'm gonna. Geez, it would be very hard to get Brad Gilbert on. I should bring in the Winning Ugly book. I've got 2 copies. I'll bring one in. He's just got a phenomenal tennis brain.
What's
the
interesting?
Jolly Ranchers, I don't know what's going on there with the Jolly Ranchers.
Don't worry about the Jolly Ranchers.
It clearly works.
You know what's interesting? There was lots of conjecture about Coco Gauff's forehand at the French and Wimbledon. It's too Western, it's too problematic. And, everyone's like, Brad, what did you do to her forehand? And he said, I have not touched her forehand. There's more to tennis than perfect technique.
It's all in the brain.
Winning ugly.
Winning ugly. I'm telling you, if you're a tennis fan and you love playing tennis and you haven't read it, the 2 best tennis books I've ever read, Open by Andre Agassi.
Yep.
And Winning Ugly by Brad Gilbert. It is an incredible book. It just takes you into the mentality of a tennis player, and it is so self-aware, and it explains to you all the tactics you need in sport, not just in tennis.
Yes.
You do every little bit that you can. It's a mental game as much as it is physical, and I think that's why when you see Djokovic, who's mastered both sides, that's why he is virtually unbeatable.
Unbelievable. And the new book from Robbie Koenig, In Your Life.
Coming
to stores soon.
I love it.
Now, you've got queued up
This
Andy
is Andy
Roddick grab.
This was in, 2008.
Yep.
So I think Djokovic, I'm not sure what the difference was, but this was before Novak's, transformation, but 2008.
Here we go. Yeah, you know going in that you're gonna have to go to work.
When asked about his injuries today, mentioning the right ankle, opposed to the left ankle the other day.
Yeah, no, both of them.
Yeah,
In the back,
and the back,
in the hip,
and he said there's too many to count.
cramp,
Yeah. Do you get the sense right now that he is?
bird flu.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Beijing angle.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty long
Anthrax.
ailments. SARS.
We get it. So, look,
Common cough and cold.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of things going on.
Sure.
He made it.
Yeah. If it's there, it's there. There's just a lot. He's either quick to call a trainer, or he's the most courageous guy of all time. I think it's up for you guys to decide.
yeah, look,
And then Djokovic beat him, and in the press conference he was getting booed by on the on-court interview. He was getting booed because he had a little shot back at Andy after he beat Andy.
yeah, and what's ironic about that is Andy coached by Brad Gilbert, but he, in that interview, is losing ugly.
Oh. No, was that after the match? Right? Yeah, I think it was after the match. I'm not sure. No, I think it was before. It was before the match.
Well, anyway,
Anyway,
he's a bit filthy.
he wasn't happy, but he's changed his tune. And Novak has obviously changed his entire career trajectory and is now, we spoke about how the greatest of all time debate, and how he's already there, but every little thing he does keeps adding to it.
Roger who?
Oh.
Seriously, he's so far behind. And if Novak can get to 30, he's in just... He doesn't even... He talks in 30s. That would be huge. I think he can get to 30.
Do you think he can get to the Olympics?
Maybe. He would love a gold medal.
Because obviously that's what because Federer could never get the singles gold medal. He got the doubles with Stan. Novak's he craves the gold medal. You remember, of course, that great story that we heard from someone where Goran saw, or after he lost that to Del Potro, I think it was in the in Rio.
Yeah.
He was seen using a chainsaw on his rackets.
Well, yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
if that was entirely accurate, but you speak about anger after a match. I want to talk about the other side of the game, the women's side.
Yeah.
Arina Sabalenka,
Yeah.
very disappointed after a loss to golf.
Well, that's it. I sent you a clip.
Yep.
She was in the change rooms, wasn't aware she was on camera, and she looked at her racket.
That's not true, I don't think.
So she knew she was on camera.
There was, in the corner, there was a Netflix crew filming her.
Oh, okay.
She must have known.
Was,
So the people who got
Okay.
upset about it, I think, just sit down and be quiet.
Yeah.
Because there was a Netflix camera crew in the corner of the room
Yes.
recording her.
you know what was interesting? When I watched it, I was like, this is a very orchestrated racket smash. She kind of stopped, looked at her racket, and then smashed it. It wasn't natural. So now I know that. I reckon she was told by Netflix, do you want to just go and smash a racket? Mate, it was an
Do you
acting
reckon they said to her,
performance.
I mean, you understand more the entertainment industry than myself, but you reckon they've said to her, you might not want to, because she would have wanted to, I guess, in part of her, go and smash a racket for us.
Maybe she said, I want to smash a racket. And they're like, yes, let us just, hang on. Let us roll on this. Let me just get a light. Where are you going to smash it? There? Yep. Cool. Then put it in the bin. All right. Yeah, cool. And rolling. I just think it was
they
a bit...
follow her all the time anyway. Like, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
They're always rolling. But
Yeah.
that would have been, I mean, yeah, whether she wanted to or not, she knew her camera was on her at the time. So
Yeah.
I think that's, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like,
Yep.
oh, there is a camera crew there.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yep.
If
Well, you
it wasn't
always
there-
film during a change room. It's not a change room. It was a warming up area.
If it wasn't there, would you still be happy with them showing it? If the camera crew, if she didn't know she was being filmed?
If it's in a public warm-up area, all the players know that there's cameras there. So it's not like she goes, what is a camera doing here? No, there's always cameras there.
Because I remember Roger Federer got a bit upset with the broadcast at the US Open when they showed him cheering on or going
yes.
crazy for a match, the
Yes.
conclusion of a match, because it
Yes.
wasn't really in the Roger Federer in his persona
No,
to be going so
no.
crazy, and he wasn't happy that it was filmed.
It was very unlike Roger.
Well, it was that's Roger behind closed
Yes.
doors, right? He's a bit more
Yes.
passionate. He's a bit more
He's a
free with his
he's
language.
silly.
He is silly.
It was too silly
But it
for
was- it
Roger's
was not for
PR.
his brand, yeah. Yeah,
Anyway, mate, I'm conscious of wrapping this up. We're on low battery.
of course.
Now, it's been great. The US Open, we will talk more. Davis Cup this Wednesday in
Yeah.
Manchester.
We going?
Are we going? We're not going. You've got too many tribunal cases.
Hey, we just realised the John Millman episode was that our 100th episode.
Yeah. So, look, we were going to do something special for
Happy
the 100th.
anniversary,
Happy
Ash.
anniversary, Dave.
Yeah,
And here we are, 101.
it's a great relationship we've forged, and I look forward to 100 more.
Well, we do need to get a sponsor,
Walk 500. Yeah, we do.
and we look forward to
We've got one.
your cousin. No, we need a proper one. And also, we've got big plans for the US Open for this podcast. So we've got more guests coming up. Dave, you really need to lift. I've got a request in with Bernard Tomic. Bernard Tomic, that video that's online of
It's
him
not
getting...
fake. It's not a fake video. It's just old.
It's old. It's
Yeah.
6 or 7 years ago.
When you say fake, I'm like, someone's gone to a lot of effort to make that fake because it's Bernard Tomic getting bashed.
But they weren't hitting him.
They weren't hitting him?
No, look at it closely. It's like wrestling. It's not... They weren't whacking him. He was relaxed. Mate,
Didn't look relaxed.
anyway. Well, look, we'll play it.
No, we don't need to play it. I mean, that's a bit, it's a bit full on, isn't it?
Righto, mate. Well, it's not that full on. It's wrestling. It's not. There's no big hits. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed our coverage from the US Open. For the US Open, it's been fun, and I think the Coco Gauff win will be great for women's tennis. We need a new champ, and
She's got a lot of slams ahead of her. 19. It's incredible. She's this is just the beginning.
well, that's it for anything extra. Ash Tennis Podcast. We are changing the name in the next week.
That's it. Next week.
We have to, bro.
All right. Well, I just need the logo, and then once the logo's done, we'll change.
Can
it.
someone please DM us and design a logo?
Do we know what the title is?
Yeah, we know what the title is.
How about we going to tell?
I don't know.
Because I need to do it for the logo.
Yeah, but I don't want anyone stealing. Oh, get a grip.
It's called Get a Grip.
Get a grip.
It's going to be called Get a Grip. We just like it. We think it reflects the tone of the podcast. It's not too deep of a play on
No.
words for people not to understand what's going on.
No, it's nice and simple, up and down for our listeners.
That's yeah.
But Dave, that's it. All the best with the tribunal tonight.
Thanks.
You've
Ash.
had a fresh haircut. You're fired
I
up.
needed one, so there it is.
And that is it. We will talk to you very soon.